Good day, folks, and welcome back to Fitness Focus Season 2. Today, Mother's Day, a very special day. We have with us a very special guest, Blandin. Hi, JC.
Hi, Mark. Hi.
How are you doing?
I am great. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there, and a special Happy Mother's Day to the members of Life. I want you to live your finest experiences.
So, I want to get into a little bit of the history of JC Blandin. Let's start by talking about your own fitness journey. How long have you been into...
That's such a new thing, fitness journey. Let me tell you, back in the days. Okay, so let's deal with this one time. I've been around for over half a century. That's not like such a big number.
I know, right?
Anyway, yeah, okay. So long ago, far away, when I was born, fitness wasn't a thing, Listen, you used to go outside and you used to play. Your mother used to send you outside, and that, I guess, was our fitness. So I know they're touting now fitness lifestyle. Well, what else was there?
Right.
And I think for us, mommy sent us, my parents sent us to ballet, because that's what you do with little girls, and swimming, and then you went to summer camp back in my days, YMCA, on Wrightson Road.
Well, for me, it was Daniel's educational community. Yes?
Oh, you see, a different generation.
Yeah.
So like I said, half a century ago, thereabouts, yeah, and when you went to YMCA, Easter or summer camp, you were active.
Yeah.
So I guess that's where my fitness journey began, just being active. And you go outside to play with your friends in every holiday, and there's hopscotch, there's moral, there's rounders, there's cricket. That's what we did. So to specifically answer your question, my fitness journey began, I guess, 3-4 years old, and then of course in school you did I guess up to now everybody has PE. Though now I hear PE, physical education school, it's so academic. So, yeah. But so outside of that, when I was, I did ballet. I did that to the age of 18. And then, because I'm I did music as well. But, so because I understood music and a musical, that was a natural transition in the 90s. Aerobics became a big thing in Trinidad. Yeah, and not just the fitness aspect, but there was the aerobic dance where we entered competitions, put in a 2-minute routine. So that too continued my fitness journey.
Right.
I always loved movement and so on. So my sisters and I, the Cornet Trio, we entered national aerobics and won, and bank insurance, because again, back in them days in the 90s, that was a thing.
Right.
So, but I think when you were talking about fitness journey, let's progress along to, oh, by the way, again, aerobics. I used to go to La Jolla, and their big auditorium, used to be a packed thing, and we would follow the instructors, we would be up on a stage, and, so great fitness and so on.
You still have aerobics in La Jolla.
Yeah, that was my foundation. So, I have my company, my own fitness company, and that journey started on my 40th birthday. Planned a trip to Miami with my family, what do we do? And before we went there, because planning is key, so I went online, surfed the World Wide Web, what is there to do in Miami, did skydiving. Mark, I'm never jumping out of plane again, just so you know. But I did. Right. So let's take that off my bucket list. The other physical thing I planned was pole dancing.
Right.
That was exciting. It was fun. Couldn't move my hand the next day, And so that was in May of 2010, and for my 40th birthday. And a few months after that, I went to that same studio in Miami, got certified to teach pole, and then November of 2010, my sister and I opened a fitness studio called Provocative Fitness.
I remember that very well.
Yeah. So
it was a huge thing.
It was, and that's why we went with the name Provocative. You want something exciting that'll, it was a gimmick kind of thing. But yeah, we did not just pole though, but we did wine size, dance fitness. We also did strength training, something that we called not boot camp, but booty camp. Back in those days, though, we were a female-only studio. So, and then there was something called sexy chair dancing. We would put on heels and get very exotic, and then there was pole. So those were the 4 classes we did back in those days.
So that was Fit Streets.
Yes, Fit Street for this fitness company. The stars were aligned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I need to ask this. We live in I call it a pseudo-conservative society, because let's be real, everything that people talk about, they go on uni nights. So,
yes.
they opening a studio. Now, of course, your focus at the time with pole was more pole fitness and pole dancing, and you transitioned since then. We'll talk about that.
We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that. Yes.
Later, but once people hear pole, they think
strippers, absolutely.
Exactly.
Strippers.
So, I know
for
it
sure.
would have been daunting bringing these styles of exercise to this country. How did you face that, and what was it like?
Yeah, that was a thing. I didn't realize how much backlash there would be. So, because certainly aren't we a progressive and open-minded country, because and for 2 days of the year we just put on thong bikinis and underwire bras and drag the bottom all over the road in the streets of Port of Spain and Chaguanas and San Fernando and Tobago. Isn't this who we are?
But they go and they get ashes on Wednesday, so
correct.
It's okay.
And that was the and that was the part I didn't factor in. How righteous we get. So it's accepted for 2 days of the year. But other than that, no, right. So I don't even know what else to say. I'm a stammering because, up to now, and that was in those days, up to now when we post videos.
I can promise you that some of the same people who had negative things to say have been to multiple bachelor parties where...
And that's the thing, we do it behind closed doors, and it's kind of acceptable or more acceptable then, but from the time you put things out in the public domain, people are very comfortable, and even more so now with social media, people are so comfortable, with open judgment.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So, sorry guys.
Yeah. Listen, we're working with this. Yes.
Yeah, so while I fix this, you can continue our conversation,
Yeah, we have so much to talk about, And it was so funny in preparing for this when we spoke about the slant we want to take, because, listen, pro-woman, and look at what's happening all over but specifically the US with women's right to reproduction, and we could segue into that naturally. And healthcare, and it's like, how progressive are we or not?
Listen,
it's crazy the things that are happening now.
You just went back to 1930s.
We did. We went back. Yeah.
That's, and a lot of people are calling them out on it. They call themselves pro-lifers when really and truly they're pro-birthers, because they don't. When whoever's in office, it doesn't matter, says let's improve assistance to mothers, let's have grants for children whose households may not be that fine, they oppose it. So but then
whatever. Yeah, it's it's. And in one of the programs I was watching, well, obviously it was recently, but they pointed out that with the new legislation, what's happening is, even if, and the example they gave was so startling, that if a 10-year-old child per se, because a 10-year-old child, if you're raped, and some children develop, so you could be menstruating. So if you're raped by, let's say, incest, so a family member and stuff, the law does not allow for that child to terminate. And that's how crazy it is.
It gets worse. A woman had a miscarriage and was arrested.
Wow.
They
Yeah.
eventually threw the case out, thanks to expert testimony by doctors or whatever. But the fact that she was even arrested was
It's scary where
Yeah,
we're
yeah, yeah,
going.
yeah.
But anyway, let's change.
get
Yeah,
back
let's
into it.
lighten up this mood. But yeah,
Can
that's.
we get the wine science video? Since we were talking about it, and it's something that I think a lot of people don't know about. Let's take a look at
Okay,
it.
yeah. And I'll even tell you how that got started. I, as a trainee, and like to work out like aerobics, but I like to whine too. So that's how we came up with this.
But you realize a lot of other things are coming up with a based on aerobic or Zumba, but with a
Zoom,
tree-
correct, with a tree slant, correct.
Yeah,
That's
so-
exactly what this was. Because we came up with this 2008. This was launched with the logo. I remember so funny, back in those days I had my Tucson and there was the logo, which is, I promise you, it is a W for wine size. And somebody called me, why you have a jiggling boom on the side of your car? So yeah, but yeah. And it's empowering, it's dance fitness, it's empowering.
Yes.
Love what we do. So yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about that, the empowering thing. So you mentioned the carnival aspects, and this is something I've been saying. Now, I grew up watching my mother play mass with Minchelle and whoever,
Yes.
with real beautiful portrayal.
Right, yes.
And that's what I know based on the history.
Correct.
Then BBF thing, and I was staunchly against it until I started to look at things.
Is BBF bikini beads and fitness and feathers? Sorry,
Yes.
feathers.
So I
Yeah.
started to look at things a little bit differently because I started to understand what carnival truly is. Carnival is a cry for freedom. It is
I love, yes.
the
Yes.
enslaved Africans who weren't
Cry
allowed
for
to,
freedom.
they
Yes,
came on and said, we are doing this anyway.
Right, yes.
Right? So from that aspect, I look at also how women's sexuality is oppressed. And those 2 days in thongs and whatever, I now see it in a different light. It is a cry for freedom.
Yeah.
So even though it may not have the same kind of portrayals that Carnival of Old has, I believe that BBF has
It has a
very
place. It
strong
has a,
place
yes,
in
and it has a purpose.
Carnival,
More than that, a
right?
purpose. Yeah, yeah.
And I believe that women doing that, it helps to empower women in a certain way. Now, I want to use that segue back into what you do, because I have at least one friend who's had some negative sexual experiences growing up.
Okay.
And she started pole fitness with you.
Okay.
And
okay.
she was able to find and gain control of her sexuality through.
You just
pole
made my
with you.
paws raise, and I'll
And I
tell
think
you
that's
why.
actually
I'll tell you
wonderful.
why.
So
My paws still powerful, 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 powerful. And when I started in 2010 pole, it was fun and so on. I didn't realize just how needed it was.
Oh, yeah.
Recently, we were pre-COVID. When we had, because we were first in Woodbrook and Fitz Street, and then we changed, and we expanded. So we had a branch in Central as well as Macoya. So we were at Evolution Fitness in Shogunas, and
Right.
a woman stayed back after class, and she said, JC, listen to me. I have been invisible in my marriage for a long time. Well, I think she's divorced. And she said, this is everything to me. It starts to make me feel, empowered. I feel like a woman. I feel, and that's something people judge us. Oh,
Yeah.
you're looking for a man, that way you're stripping, and da 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 da. And you know
Oh,
what?
yeah.
We don't care. I joked with you because I did one of the videos that I did specifically for this pole video. I ended up doing a little clip of it. I think it was 10 seconds, and I posted it on my social media. And I said, you know what? I have been doing pole videos that people drag me on,
Right.
and there's no hint of sensuality in it. And in preparing for this, I said, Mark, after this, they will come for me even more,
Oh, yeah.
because
remember, I went in and I saw some of the comments.
all, yeah?
I ended up replying to one or two. Because
Yeah. And the funny thing is, some of my friends, and I was telling Giselle this morning, some of my friends who, yes, they're Christian, but I'm a Christian too. One of them, you know, literally they're like, okay, you're going to hell.
yeah.
I mean, it's okay, and you know, and it's like, you know what? I'm gonna do me. Because there are people who are benefiting from this. And with my Christian self, has decided that they drag Jesus Christ too.
Oh yeah.
So if they could do that to him, and I don't claim to be no Christ, you know what? If this is for you, do it. If it's not,
Anybody who
yeah,
wants to
rock
talk
so.
about pole dancing being, you know, sending you to hell, I have two words for them. Mary Magdalene.
There you go. Yeah, yeah. And let me quote some more scripture. He who was without sin. You know, but you know what? I'm really over that. I'm
Yeah.
over that. And then even the comments, there are some people who are so supportive. I love when men come on and say, no. And not in a sly, underhanded way, but they're like, no, we see how strenuous this is, that's
Oh,
pure
yeah.
fitness and so on.
Oh, yeah.
Go ahead. And it's so, yeah.
I can. I'm not trained.
It takes
I
some,
can.
it does take something. It does. It's,
So can you take a look at the pole fitness,
Woo-hoo.
pole dancing video that
so, yeah, so this was not pole fitness, as you can tell by it was exotic pole. It was straight exotic pole.
Yeah.
Look at the shoes I had on. And that was deliberate.
Yeah,
That was
yeah,
deliberate.
So
So,
that's actually what I want to bring up while this is playing.
yes.
At some point, you decided that you are going to transition from a pure fitness perspective to start to do the same thing and explore
Sensuality and
in-
erotica
yeah.
and so on. So let me tell you, I ain't gonna lie. I was afraid to do it. So back in the days with provocative fitness. Oh no, we're fitness. We do pole fitness, yada,
Yeah.
yada, yada. And then clients were like, yeah, but I know what we want. We want sexy. And you listen to the market.
Right, of course.
What you start a business to provide a solution to a problem.
Mm-hmm.
And the problem
Correct.
was that a lot of us females want to feel sexy, want to explore all of that, and they come to my safe space
Yeah.
to do it without judgment and.
What I find
So I had to listen, and I was like, you know what, we're doing this.
What I find is incredible, and I absolutely love it, because a lot of trainers train people to get a certain shape, a certain look. For me, I believe in training for life, to train to live a better life, and whatever you do. I have a client, she has a farm, she has a little garden,
Okay.
and she used to get bad back pains from, you know, she's always bending down to slow.
Right, so yeah.
And, you know, she hasn't really lost much weight. Her weight fluctuates, but now she tells me she can plan for hours and read for
Right,
hours.
correct,
So,
yes.
For me, that's what it's about,
Yeah.
right?
Functional, so that you want to be able to live your life. You know,
Correct,
yes, it's
correct.
great to have the aesthetics, I get that, but, and we do get older women in our studio and so on, so when they're able to tell us that you can reach stuff easily or things don't hurt anymore
Yeah.
from the classes, we're like, yeah, we're really changing their lives, and that's so important.
That is the thing that I really wanted to bring up, right? The fact that I've seen some of your videos, like, I mean, of course you don't put, like, even in the days of provocative fitness, yeah, I've seen some of the videos that you've posted up, and we have women of all sizes
Oh, absolutely.
and all shapes
Absolutely.
on this
Absolutely.
pole doing all the things, and I find it's quite amazing to watch.
Yeah,
You know, because you expect, you know, you have to be so strong, you have to be so this shape and that, and all that to climb up on a pole. You have to be strong.
Well, yeah.
The
But
shape
But there's so much more, and like I said, yes, there's the fitness element, and yes, you can do amazing tricks. I get that, but you can also learn to, which is where exotic or erotic pole comes in. There are a lot of moves that don't require the kind of strength that you need for tricks, that you can still make it engaging and feel so sexy and sensual, because the pole it's a phallic symbol, and so
I mean, yes, because I mean,
yeah.
we all heard the jokes on how my gender twists.
Yes, your gender, yeah. Yeah, but so it really is for everyone, anybody who wants to, even for the. So I tell this joke. Well, it's a true story. So we have parties, and as you talk about fitness being a lifestyle, our parties is not a case where you come to us and we entertain you. Like I always tell clients, you are your own entertainment.
Yeah.
Oftentimes we, the trainers or the hostesses of the parties, are quite entertained by them. So you come, and because we're a fitness studio, the party is fitness oriented. So they start a party, now there's alcohol too, right? So to lower the inhibitions, because you're really here to have a great time and so on. So we start with a drink, an alcoholic beverage, a cocktail, and photo shoot here, but then we start with a fitness wine exercise, because you need to warm up your body. And they have fun. It's normally soca or dance or something where they could, da-da-da-da-da. Then we get into sexy chair and pole and aerial and so on. And there was a woman who came to a party to support, it was either a birthday or bachelorette, and she said to me, I'm not doing that. And I said, okay. And she sat watching us with the wine size and so on. By the time we thought the sexy chair, she came to me, I want to do it, please.
Yeah.
And I wanted to say, but I thought, casting aspersions and judgment, but it really is so much fun.
Oh yeah.
And I don't know if people think that we strip and hump each other. So yeah, but total fun. I see real comments on things.
Right, so we have, let me start with the last one first. This is actually a guy from the cricket team I used to train, Sarat.
Hi, Sarat.
So much for joining. And the other two are for you.
Okay.
G. Darling and Abigail Moore.
Okay.
G. Darling saying, go JC, loving this. And Abigail, people who realize how many women disassociate from their bodies after negative experiences.
Yeah.
Women
Again,
connect with their bodies and reclaim their sensuality.
Thank you so much, Abigail. You're spot on.
I think that's speaking to the friend that I was talking about.
Okay, yeah.
I'd like to take a quick pause here so we can take a commercial break.
Yes. Let's do that.
Let's get the
pay some bills.
Body.
Have I ever been a victim of body shaming? I would say recently, as I've gotten into fitness, especially in the Caribbean.
Have I been a victim of body shaming? Yes, I have.
Have I ever been a victim of body shaming? Definitely yes.
I have been a victim of body shaming.
I have been a victim of body shaming, especially when I was pregnant.
Do pregnant women face body shaming or other types of ignorance?
Yes, I have been a victim of body shaming.
I have been a victim of body shaming.
Yeah, I've been a victim of body shaming quite often.
Interesting thing about body shaming is it doesn't take any one form.
I have been a victim of body shaming throughout my life, really.
Have I ever been a victim of body shaming? Yes.
Alright, JC, and we're back. I specifically wanted to pause there because we started talking about pure fitness, we started talking about sensuality and judgment and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
And we actually did a magazine, Hybrid Body.
Yes.
Where we did tasteful nudes of athletes. Now, I always say athletes, even though not everybody's competitive, because as far as I'm concerned, if you are dedicated to your fitness, and all that, you are an athlete, just a non-competitive athlete.
Non-competitive,
right?
yes.
We did tasteful nudes, and the goal is actually to combat body shaming. I want to talk about body shaming, but first actually I want to talk about the fact that it's, all of us, because I was in it, as you saw.
I did.
We're naked.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people, they automatically associate certain things with sex.
Yeah.
They associate pole fitness with pole dancing, and they associate nudity with whatever and whatever.
And in a negative light.
In a negative light.
Yeah, not
negative
yeah.
light.
In a
And you know, one of the things I actually wanted to highlight is that these things don't always have to be associated with sex. I mean, if you're in the shower, you're taking a shower, you're naked. Does that? I mean,
you're born
it's
naked.
Really quite simple.
Yeah.
You know, and anybody who has even tried to climb, forget about spinning and climb
upside
a
down.
pole with your hands only, you
Yeah.
understand the fitness, the strength, the stamina, all of these things that you need to do those things.
And people assume it's just upper body strength. It's your core. And when we say core, people think, oh, your stomach. No, the core is the girdle. So it's all around.
So lower back and everything.
And then your legs, your quads. Yeah. When you want to use your legs to climb most times, not your upper body so much.
Yeah.
So it's a lot, and it's a total body workout. It is. It is. Not to mention the blacks and blues that you're gonna get. We call them pole kisses. But yeah, it's.
So I kind of wanted to highlight that because I think that
Before I forget, I interrupted you. Yes, I know. Did you see this last Nike ad with Serena Williams? Have you not?
No, I did not.
Oh, well, let me tell you, Miss Serena Williams, you know, huge tennis star, athlete that everybody respects so much. This Nike ad, she's doing different things and so on, and then she goes straight to a pole and does a legit pole spin. You know? So for those of them who are thinking, oh my God, and who are you and why are you debasing yourself? The fact that you have a huge global brand like Nike endorsing pole, then, you know, maybe it's not so bad. Serena Williams is a mother. Happy Mother's Day, Serena, darling. Yeah, you know, so is she... We could even go there. I love that because she did a behind the scenes type thing of her journey, and she's a dancer and so on, and she spoke about how hard it was, the training. Yes, it is. And then, of course, you know, she did it for Super Bowl, and there was still a lot of flack given. But you know what? I think, and the more we speak about this, the more empowered we women feel, and we're just having none of it. We're done with it. We're done with trying to appease other people. We're doing this for ourselves.
Oh, yeah.
So that we feel good about ourselves and what we can do. So
I think that's important because too many guys are always, oh, you see how she dressed? She dressed for man. You see how she learning pool? She learning for man. She do, and it's like,
and too many women.
And too many women. True.
I think I pointed out to you that some of the attacks I've gotten are from women. And it's like, and it's so interesting because even if you feel that way, how do you even go and like put that on someone's social media and stuff? But I mean, yeah, it's just interesting.
And now looking for
the ad with
the ad with Serena.
It's fun. It's very. I saw it on Instagram. That's where I saw it. Yeah. And it's very retail. Let's talk about this. Yes, Serena is. Oh, you have it. Yes, Serena is clothed. She's not wearing shorts, but Serena has a real upper body strength, so she can lift herself. She doesn't need to. So wearing a lot of the skimpy naked clothes, it's functional. Your skin has to attach to the pole, otherwise you will slide. I mean, there are certain moves you can do that you don't need skin for, and then you can be clothed. There are also different types of poles that will allow you to wear clothes. So,
the truth of it is that, again, my experience as a trainer, when somebody's training for a sport versus when somebody's competing or participating in a sport, you can see a difference in terms of their clothing and everything. But even when practicing, a few videos I've seen of people practicing pole in your studio, they're still in a bra top and a
that's typical
thing because
attire, that's standard.
To me again, just being who I am, to figure out that this is because you have to be able to grip on the pole and you have to be able to spin on the pole and so on and so forth. Right?
Yeah. It's functional clothing for what we do. You know, when for Olympics, when you go all those aqua sports, they tend to have, you know, their legs are bare, arms, you know. So for whatever sport you're doing, you dress appropriately. You know.
So next thing I might bring up though. Since you started doing this exotic pole,
yes,
I would describe it as regularly stepping back and forth over the line between sensuality and pure fitness, right?
Yeah.
How would you describe the separation? Let's just take pole in and of itself. How would you describe the separation between pole fitness and pole dance so that the average person who's not you, will look at it and say,
so for example, the Pole Dance Federation has, their competitions are typically pole fitness for both genders, male and female. Let me tell you who typically enters these competitions and who typically do very, very well and succeed. Former gymnasts, contortionists.
Right, that would make sense.
Correct. Because, you know, by 20, you're really old for gymnastics, and what do you do with all that training and stuff? You take it to circus arts. So, you know, you find them doing aerial and that kind of thing. So, yeah. But I'll also tell you this. Pole fitness, it's phenomenal, it's fantastic, yes. But it kind of can be a little bit boring.
Right.
Kind of too, because we want to say a little bit of sass and so on. But there are also the exotic pole competitions. Then come in there to body wave and just cut your rest. Oh no, the level of athleticism is phenomenal. And of course, you're doing it in heels for exotic pole. So they are, yes, you can separate them and be strictly, you know, polar opposites, or you can combine them. So, you know, it just depends on whatever you want to bring to it.
Fair.
Yeah.
And how would you separate? No, is there a separation? I would say, because between a woman just openly expressing herself and a woman being, I guess, I don't know if I'm phrasing it well, strictly sexual, so to speak. Like, I would say a woman, the difference between, I guess, how would you separate the difference between a woman doing a pole dancing class versus actually pole dancing for somebody or for a,
First of all, one of the first things is holding the pole. The amount of grip strength that's required to hold the pole, people totally underestimate it.
Yeah.
So after your first class, your fingers just feel like you have arthritis. You can't even open your fingers because it's something we don't think about. And I know you keep saying woman. So at Life, we've evolved. Yeah. And it's now open to the genders. Okay. And we actually have so a couple of months ago, I think it was, I did an episode of Lie, and, you know, they required pole and I did it and so on. You know, somebody who saw it, was a part of that, wanted to join, and he joined, and he's like a physical guy involved in stuff. Oh, you see?
Yeah.
Is that the one?
Well, I saw a piece.
Oh, you saw it with her polling?
Yeah.
Yeah, phenomenal. I didn't see this one, but I know this was with her and her daughter. I know this came out today. Yeah, we're looking at Serena Williams. Are they seeing this? No, they're not getting to see what we're, okay, but we're looking. There you go! That's, Yeah, okay, sorry, just watching Serena spin around the pole.
Would you be able to?
No, okay, moving along.
We'll find it.
We'll tag it or put it in the comments or something. Yeah, phenomenal. So, so I now have guys coming, and I remember the first thing was like, oh my gosh, you know, I got nervous because the fact is men have tremendous strength, tremendous upper body strength and so on. So that made me have to step up my game because I can't teach a fella, whereas in a class I could get away with trying to make it sensual and teaching body waves and so on. No, it's changed now, and I tell the girls, listen, let's step it up, ladies. We can't have him making us look bad. Let's go. So it's been fantastic. It's been phenomenal. And of course, there's, but train first. I want you to come in strong because we're going to embarrass you.
Let's challenge has been set out already.
It's really open for everyone, and if you want to make it sensual, you do. If you don't want to, you don't. But strength is still the foundation.
Of course.
And you will honestly do better depending on your pain threshold. Right. It hurts.
Well, of course.
It hurts.
Yeah.
Yeah, it hurts. So.
Well, I have 3 tattoos so far, so.
So you got, okay.
I think I'm fine.
Okay. Y'all, when he comes, not if, but when he comes, and when he screaming and thing, I will have a video. I will be ready, and I will be broadcasting that.
If there is a video of me screaming through this thing, we will put it up on hybrid social media.
Good, correct. That's what we need to do. All right,
guys.
So, yeah. So let's talk about some other things at life, and still within fitness, there's aerial. I spoke a little bit about who does circus arts, former gymnasts and so on. Yeah, circus arts, well, aerial specifically, that's gonna be like aerial.
There's no chance in excuses and complaints. If I give up, if I don't fight, how do I expect?
There's a plethora of different aerial apparatus. And we do some, well, we already do 2 of them right now, hoop and silks. But yeah, we have a clip. Let's show it.
It's true.
Or hammock, yeah. Or show it. Oh, good. So, yeah, again, to grip strength. And you see how pretty those silks are? It will burn your skin. And you will have wheels, look like you just get licks. Yeah, and of course you smile for it on and make it look graceful. And we do drops and so on. And yeah, it's... It's a lot.
I know somebody who has worked with you. I don't know if she still does, Shadi.
Okay, of course. You're my girl, Shadi. Hey, Shadi. Yes. Yeah.
So that is, I mean, pretty incredible in and of itself.
Yeah.
But as soon as this clip is done, I actually want to do a clip of you in training.
All right,
something else altogether.
Yeah. And that requires so much trust, because these people have to trust me, and they often look at me because, okay, I'm not that tall. I have a big personality, but, apparently I'm not quite 5 feet yet. I say yet as if... That's what I say. I have another, half a century. Even though apparently the way the body works, after a while you start to shrink, you regress. But I'm still hoping to reach 5 feet one of these days. Yeah, and I'm small-ish. And they're like, and I have to hold them, and they have to learn to trust me. Like, I have you. I will not let you fall. They watch me side-eyed, but yeah.
Let me play the clip of her doing with the client training.
Yeah.
No, here's my
Take your hand, go. Good. Just keep squeezing, okay?
I look at something a little different.
Straighten your elbows, get your left foot. You can take this leg all the way back. Can you straighten it? And hold. Okay, yeah, that's right. Okay, thanks. Good. Now take the whole way around. Switch legs. Well, this leg has to come on the pole. Put this leg on the pole. Good, and then you will do the next one. Okay, and that nice. Because after this hand comes to the floor. Yes. So, yes. Tell them, this is not a victim. When very high. That's perfect. Now lift your legs straight up. I know it's like fall, but I and I literally stand. I climb high enough so that I'm legit. I said, worst case scenario, you will fall on my shoulder. I am holding you. Don't you feel my hands? But I have to admit, when you're upside down, you're seeing your whole life flash in front of you, and they don't. And guys, when we have him on the pole, we will get him upside down.
Listen, when I pick up where I'm always
okay, yes. Okay, yes. Yeah.
He produced an episode with more do handstands. I would always be on my head, always upside down. Right? And there's one last video. Because I really want to talk about this, considering something that I myself am doing
this
now.
was new for me.
Boxing.
Box. Yes! My latest love. My latest love.
JC Blandin in boxing gloves, looking like she ready to beat somebody up. Alright?
Yeah, it's so, oh my, now let me tell you her video some years ago with Blandin Norwood. And she was doing opera, whatever, something, anyway. And she said her body, she was on, and I said I would try boxing because I want people to look at me and know, okay, this girl is fit. So I tried boxing. I went only to develop my shoulders. There is so much more involved.
Oh yeah.
Talk about mind-body connection. Talk about having to be present in the moment. And then my trainer, shout out to Rampage Boxing, which is Jeremy Rudolfo. He is, he represents Trinidad on the national level, so he's like, so he's big on technique.
I think that Jeremy also trained Honey Badger, Joash.
Joash is another one. I've never met Joash, but I follow him on social media. So I looked at correct. I saw that. Right. So oh my gosh, and I have to think so hard. What to remember? Which hand? Your feet. When to? It's a lot. Oh, and you need to do it fast. Speed and force is required, and it's like. I feel like
force, accuracy,
coordination.
Because
it's
you're not when you're training. A lot of the videos show these huge, but when you're training directly with a trainer, it's not a huge punching bag. It's a little focus about this big.
Okay, when you're
target's about this.
So
it's you definitely have to be accurate. You have to have that coordination and stuff.
It's you gotta do it over and over and over. Because that's the only way. He says when you're sparring, when you're in a fight, you have to do it by rote. So my second week, I think I did my first sparring, and I was sparring with a guy. Emmanuel, shout out to you. He had no mercy on me. I looked like such a little sissy girl I couldn't remember because normally you hit it away. But I will get better. And Emmanuel, we are having that rematch. I forget him.
Shout out to Emmanuel.
Yes. So but I totally love it. And anything fitness oriented. So funnily enough, tomorrow I start a dance class. Katie, hey, Healing Queens. I'm gonna do.
I follow her on social media. I know a couple of people who dance with her.
I want to do everything. Okay, she's and all of this is fitness. It is, which makes it the true lifestyle. Just look for different things too.
That's something I always talk about, that people believe fitness is
going to the gym and so on. There's that, but there's so much more. So much more. Yeah. My first trainer got here, am I shouting him out again, of New Image Fitness, Jonathan. I did 2 months personal training with him. My body started to shape up, which was fantastic. I mean, there's only 24 hours in a day and doing 7 days a week. So I've not been back for a little while, but I just want to do everything. And that we go on hikes and stuff, which, so I just, can't get enough of life. L-I-F-E, L-Y-F-E,
So right now I want to get into the final segments of our show, and I think it is, considering what day it is and what month it is, the most important segment of this show, right? Can
I say real quickly that our client Karelma had her baby yesterday?
Yeah, she sent me a picture.
Yes, adorable little guy. So and she trained up to Thursday. She was with us, training on Thursday, and delivered.
On Wednesday night, she trained with me. Thursday, she trained with you.
Oh my God, this woman is amazing.
Yeah.
And speaking of mothers, and that's what motherhood, pregnancy is not an illness, and it's easier for safer delivery if you're fit. Because that's
something I was saying throughout the entire thing, and I openly told her this. I actually don't have any fears. Didn't have any fears of her and her baby.
Yes.
Because I know that she's fit.
Yes, correct.
Right? So,
correct.
Well, before we get into that segment, there's just like 2 questions.
Okay.
first of all, as a mother, now you're in your 50s.
Yes.
As you said, you're the half century
Yeah,
you spoke about, right?
Yeah, yeah.
You're
And in
a
the
mother.
best shape of my life.
That's the thing. You're a mother.
Yeah.
Which is a full-time job in and of itself. People think you're a mother. No, it's a full-time job in and of itself. You are a fit woman. And a lot of people don't understand what it takes. As you get older, it's harder to maintain that.
It's harder, yeah. Things don't bounce back like they used to.
Exactly.
Recovery time is slower, and it's yeah.
You run a business. How do you do it all?
Yeah, you pray. Have a good team around you. Have people around you, people who are like-minded. Make the decision to just keep going forward. Yeah, it's a lot of things. Let me talk about this really quickly. When we first shut down, I went into a depression because it's like, oh my gosh, you know.
Me too.
So, yeah, a lot of us put on weight. You too. You know, and so by the time, but then prayed, like God help, da 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 da. So by the time, because we love YouTube and so on, we like the price, it's free. A lot of people, there was a lot of free things online. So what I did was a lot of motivational videos. I spent a lot, because you couldn't go out, and so spent a lot of time personal growth development and so on. So by the time we had the next big lockdown in 2021, I was ready for it. So I didn't have that downward spiral, and that really helped. So you're asking, how do you handle everything? But then so many of us, not just mothers, but so many of us wear a plethora of hats anyway. Yeah. And you had to do it.
That's the thing. I mean,
there's a reel I just shared with my sister on Instagram, and it says, the person says, no, don't take a relax or whatever, and she's like, okay, but if I don't do it, who else will? And that's just the reality of life.
Yeah, it is. It was just
yeah.
amazing to watch. It's amazing to watch. It's amazing to see.
We have to, when you have no other choice, when you can't afford. You see, being weak and being pampered, that's a luxury that many of us just don't have. You gotta get up and get. You gotta make things happen. So
you had told me privately now also that your daughter is 21.
She's 21. I have a 21-year-old.
And you started doing home fitness in Trinidad more than 10 years ago. So she would have been 9, 10.
Yeah. So
I actually wanted to talk about that because
tell me when I can give you a funny story.
Even though she is, even though it was not focused on sexuality at the time, it was associated by public opinion with sensuality and sexuality.
Yeah, so how did she deal with that?
How did she deal with that? And what kind of lessons? Like, did you shelter her from it? Did you introduce her to it? And if so, how did you do that,
Okay. So, mommy and her no time to shelter nobody from nothing. So, this is your mommy's business, and she knows the studio, so that was just what it was. Funnily enough, so she went to SAGS, and one of her classmates, their mother contacted me to do a pole dance for her husband for his birthday party. So it was he had turned 70 and he had the age, and so it was a very tasteful, but I don't think my daughter had ever seen me perform at that time. So she and she was about like 15 at the time, and so it was her classmate, about 2 or 3 classmates. And so I did the little performance and so on. And then she came to me with pride, said, Mommy, they're like, oh my God, your mom is so brave. She looks so good, So that was refreshing as opposed to, judgment from her classmates, something that she would have to be ashamed of, that, oh my God, my mother, is a stripper, because that's all pole dancers are. So, right. And it was so cool that young people can be, her peers can be like, wow, that's so cool. So that, always stayed with me that, I haven't been able to get her to join, anything circus arts and so on. She's like, no. But so, she's fine with that. you know.
So you would have had like several discussions with her along the way, or?
Not really. This was like, this is what mommy does, and yeah, you want me to pay for you for anything, this is my income. Let's go. Yeah, no big set or nothing. And yeah, at 21 years old, I remember recently we were talking about something, and one of her friends was like, oh my gosh, something, how will you tell your mother that? And then she's like, hold on, look at my mother's profile picture. Of course, I was on a poll. They're like, okay, never mind, carry on. So, listen, and them young people, them backward, yeah. You know, she advises me on times when I want some little risky information. Sometimes I went to the photo shoot. She's like, Mommy, you have to do this, you have to do that. It's like, okay. So, yeah.
So, we come to our last segment. This is what you may call a rapid fire.
Okay, let's go! Yeah.
For the last rep. You ready?
The last rep. Okay, because that's when it shows what you're made of.
Yeah,
the last rep.
This is the most important part.
Okay.
So,
this is where growth happens. Yes.
Cool. Question number 1. Favorite junk food?
No, God. Chocolate? No, chocolate. Ice cream. One. Okay, junk food or foods. Yeah, chocolate.
You have to be the first person to answer that so quickly. Most people get stunned when they hear it.
So a friend of mine, won't call name, she literally has besides her regular fridge, a junk food. That's what you call it? A junk snack fridge. Yeah, and I'm always like, oh, can I? Yeah. Anyway, we digress.
Squats or deadlifts?
I have to pick one.
Let's
go squats, because you like, yeah.
Working on legs or chest?
Legs, for sure, yeah.
Pick, if you had a bad day or whatever, and you want to de-stress, what is your one go-to exercise?
Oh, I was going to ask you go-to food. I was ready to answer with food, but okay. Exercise. If I'm stressed, I do not go to exercise. So like, give me a moment to think about it. I will make up one very quickly. So, I'm going to say flexibility.
Oh.
Flexibility training, because, yeah.
I can see that.
Yeah,
I can see that for sure. If you had your choice of workout partner or trainer, who would that one fantasy workout partner or trainer be?
Brad Pitt. It had to be local?
No.
Good.
Anywhere in the world.
Gosh, what's this guy's name? I'm ashamed I don't know his. British guy. He does American TV. Can't remember his name right now. But yeah, let's just go with Brad Pitt. Yeah.
What is your favorite workout music?
I just stumbled upon Fearless Motivation is their YouTube channel. Mm-hmm. Oh, they literally have one for the gym. Because I'm sorry, you go to the gym and you see all that cussing stuff. I hate it. So they now have a playlist. That's my, and I'm gonna put it in this link. I want people to share that motivational stuff. Don't give up. Quick, come on, do. And it's not just talking; it's music. That I just stumbled upon it yesterday. So yeah, that's my yeah.
Fair enough. I get that too. So cardio or weights?
Okay, I love cardio, but that's not gonna help me with body recomposition enough. So it'll have to be weights. Is my answer.
What's your favorite sport?
Apparently now it's boxing. Who would have thought? Mixed martial art. Who would have thought that? Oh my God, I am. Can't get enough of it. Yeah.
Protein supplements versus diets.
That's a tricky question. Because they're intertwined. Yeah. So it'll be my diet with heavy protein. Cause so.
And lastly, the most important question of them all, are you ready?
Yes, bring it. Cool. Yes.
Cool, no problem. TV or cinema?
Oh, cinema. Cinema is an out, long ago cinema. So, but because I actually don't watch TV. I gave up TV because I have big dreams. I want everything in life. You waste too much time watching TV. And as for Netflix, Yeah, so cinema is an outing for me. I
Right.
get to go out and very limited, so that's what I would do.
Famous,
Yeah,
famous.
yeah.
And,
How did question get in this? That's such a weird, but yeah, okay, cool, yeah.
well, it's all a matter of, aside from the interview, getting to know you a little bit.
Okay, cool,
So
okay,
now we
all
know
right,
you a
no,
little bit
yeah.
better. Before we
Thank you, Mom.
she says, Happy Mother's Day, JC. Having control over your body's muscle by muscle is the ultimate proof of fitness. Great job.
Okay, oh.
Love this topic.
Yes.
And RLW, go JC! Represents the fit, fearless mother.
Oh,
Happy
Mother's Day, yeah. Thank you all, thank you, yeah. I'm so happy that you did a Mother's Day segment with a mother, and I'm so happy you chose me, thank you. And I love the span of what we discussed.
Oh, yeah.
So Mother's Day month, by the way.
Okay, month, okay,
Month,
right,
yeah,
yes.
Mother's
So,
Month.
yeah,
There are 4 mothers we are interviewing.
Yes.
So we
I
interviewed
saw
Maria.
Maria
Gooding
Gooding,
last
right, I
week.
saw,
We
yeah.
have,
It's a little one.
Marissa-
Yeah.
Marissa Lakshman Khan is supposed to be on next week.
Okay.
So, normally I'll say that at the end of the thing.
We'll
but
be
it-
wrapping up,
I'm
we're
gonna
wrapping
do
up,
a
we're wrapping
little-
up. So,
So then we have to take a break. For one weekend we're gonna take a break, and then the final weekend of the month we'll have our last
Mother's Day.
for the
Okay, for the, yeah.
So
This has
I
been
would
grand. This has
say
been
thank you
fantastic. Yeah.
so
Yeah.
much for coming. It's all a wonderful discussion. I love it.
I love the in preparing for this, the discussions we had.
Oh yeah.
Oh
You
yeah.
realize I brought some of that in?
I did. Smooth. Yeah, thank you to your
Yeah.
producer Anderson. Thank you, Anderson.
Well, thanks
Yeah, who
to
make it,
your
yeah.
friend
Giselle, thank
Katie,
you. Yeah.
company
Yeah.
Took behind the scenes.
I know, gonna
you
be posting stuff, y'all. Yeah. Yeah, it really takes a network, a team to,
Oh yes, definitely. A network is most
You want to go?
important.
For sure. Yeah.
And I would like to close off by saying to all the mothers, today is the day that we celebrate you. You took the decision to be our gateway into the world, and for that we are eternally grateful. Thank you, and happy Mother's Day to all from Life Experiences
Yes.
and from us at Hybrid Caribbean.
And of course to my own mother, Mommy, I love you. Happy Mother's Day, Mommy, and Judy, and Joanne, and Jarrell, and Janelle. Yeah, okay. The women in my family, my mothers.
Thanks to all for tuning in. Tune in next week. We'll be back at our regular time, which is now going to be 1 o'clock in the afternoon on Sunday, to speak to Marissa Lakshman Khan. And thanks again for joining. Thanks for all the comments. Go on to Sophia Auden. I hope I got that right.
Yeah.
We love you, Auntie JC from
Oh.
Paris.
Oh,
Mother's Day to you.
okay, yes. See you in class next week.
All right.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, guys.
All right.
Tune in next week.
Yes.